Hello, this is a Super Sentai fan page, and today we're going to be talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I just got one question for you all. How much does it cost for a human soul? Me personally, I think it's like $5 an hour.
I think it's just the word big brother.
I skipped it. I knew what was going to happen. I said no.
You didn't want to hear Svaldo Wolf?
Oh, I've seen it in the original Fullmetal Alchemist. I was just like, nope, I know what this synopsis is telling me.
See, I feel bad for anyone that listens to this that actually hasn't seen that yet. They're like, what is he talking about?
Well, this is spoilers.
10-year-old
spoilers all around this place.
One of the most popular anime. Yeah.
Here's another
and
popular
also
spoiler. Goku is stronger than Vegeta.
No, Vegeta's stronger than Goku when you beat up Bulma.
Yeah, for like 5 seconds.
Well, that's all he can last. That's why he only has one kid.
Yes, dude.
Alright.
Ra isn't canon in Super, is she?
Nope.
Yeah, she's there.
She's not in Super. She's not in Super.
I'm pretty sure she is. I think she's in the background.
No, that's Meh. That's a Meh.
Because I know she's not in Battle of the Gods and Fukatsu no F.
Okay, I thought I saw her. She's at the end of DBZ, but apparently not in.
Okay.
Okay, so
the end of
I was kind of happy.
DBZ is...
Okay, so we should quit talking. Back to Fullmetal Alchemist. Man, this show, it does a lot of things right. Some things wrong. Mostly I dislike the violence in it.
Really? It's not even that violent.
I know it's not that violent, but I do like how they're able to mix. Well, I was about to say magic there. Their scientific transmutation into fighting.
It might as well be magic at this point.
No, it's not magic.
It might as well be, though.
It's scientific magic.
Okay,
It's goddamn PH.
Yeah, how they're able to make things just using the mass around them into weapons, cannons, fire hydrants, very crudely made doors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you're not a fan of the show, you can't say that being able to use kind of abilities would be fun.
Yeah, but you gotta also remember the law of damn it,
Equivalent exchange.
equivalent exchange, right? You have to take something in order to make something else.
I mean, I have a bunch of. The fact that you can take like sand from the ground or something and convert it into a fucking spear. I mean, who wouldn't be doing that shit?
I know I would.
Big bang.
So, thoughts on the show?
I originally watched FMA with the original FMA and not Brotherhood, and like we all know how good that originally was. I started watching Brotherhood a few years ago when it went on Netflix, and my immediate thought was, holy shit, it's so much better. I like the first episode intro, where they kind of jump forward, and then they cover their the original FMA stuff again, but they do it so much better. And that's like all Brotherhood is. It's how the anime was supposed to be. Like, I like certain parts of original FMA. I like the things that they did and the stuff that they decided to explore. And I dislike some of the things that Brotherhood did, like the original manga. But I think Brotherhood, the action scenes, they just started throwing yen at the screen to make it look amazing.
It's definitely more fluid than they were.
Well, it's like, what, 10 years older?
Let's see here. Fullmetal Brotherhood was premiered 2009. So,
and FMA was like,
I believe 2003.
Okay.
So
6
about
years.
6-year difference.
I didn't realize the original was that old.
That's that old.
Yeah.
The original was a part of like the third big anime boom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. That 04 to about 04 to 06 thing of Naruto, Bleach, One Piece again, and Fullmetal Alchemist, and then Death Note. That was like the third big anime boom.
Right. The
I also.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead.
No, you.
Well, I mean, the fact that that we have this that's like when DVDs and stuff started to becoming like insanely popular because VHSs were becoming quite irrelevant when it first started airing.
I was going to say, you say that, but I can guarantee you I can find the whole series of FMA original on VHS if I try.
I mean, you still probably could, it just...
Why would you?
It's like, exactly. I love Fullmetal Alchemist so much. I mean, I love how the characters deal with things in different aspects. I mean, the fact that... I don't really want to spoil what happens later on, but what happens with Roy and Envy, and what happens when Ed's dealing with the guilt that he can save Nina.
So much feelings deep inside.
Yeah, FMA really sends you on a especially in Brotherhood, where they don't just talk about what happens, they hammer it in. Like, what happened in the original FMA to Nina was brutal, but what happens in Brotherhood, it hurts more because of the way it's executed.
That's how it was in the manga, too.
Yeah.
They drawn it out just as long as they did in the anime.
And you see Ed losing it at that point, too. Like, he would have killed Chow.
Yeah.
And
I would have killed him, too.
Holy shit, Al knew how fucked up it was, but he knew that if Ed killed him, he would just be as bad.
Mm-hmm. Now, Andy, this was your first time really sitting through Brotherhood, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was my first major experience with Fullmetal Alchemist, period. Like, I watched some episodes. I got up to that episode and stopped. I couldn't take the feels.
That's alright.
And I'm going to go full nerd here. Mr. Worf, put the shields up. And I'm going to go full Vulcan. I don't like it.
It's okay not to like it.
Shields are holding.
Shields are holding?
Yeah, they're good.
Those incoming.
I want to know why you don't like it.
It was well made. The music was good. The animation was good. I just couldn't get into it. I didn't really care for either of the brothers. I couldn't get into their character. Nanami was telling me it gets better as it goes on, but it's just sort of like, I don't want to invest time in this if I already don't like it, and I may not end up liking it at all. Because usually, within like the first 10 or 12 episodes, you kind of, I'm digging this, I'm liking it. Like, with Dragon Ball Z, within the first 12 episodes, they had already fought Raditz, Goku was dead, and, shit was going on. And this one, I couldn't really get into it.
The beginning for FMA is a lot slower, and it does get better, but if you start a series and you don't like the characters or the setting and the theme of the show, then it's probably just not for you.
And that's it. I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's just it's not something I'd want to watch. I did like Anderson. Is that his name? The big guy. The big guy with the one little...
Armstrong.
Armstrong, yes. He was funny. I liked him. But that was it. I was like, everybody I saw, he was the only one. I was like, that guy's funny.
Behold my giant muscles.
Yeah, he took his shirt off at every opportunity.
I know you're probably not going to watch the series to get to this point, but later on he has a confrontation with another big burly man, and it's comedy gold.
Now I can see myself watching that on YouTube.
And you get to meet his little sister, which is so fucking terrifyingly strong. And she's as goofy as he is, she is a serious major in the military. And you can, go up to Armstrong and make a joke and he'll laugh at it. You do that to her and she's liable to put a sword to your throat.
I think you're talking about the oldest sister.
The younger sister isn't canon to the manga, is she?
No. She's the one that you just talked about being the higher general.
Yeah.
In the upper
General
wall
Armstrong.
thing. Yeah.
At the Brick Sport, that's when the show literally gets to be the best part of where it starts to pick up the one of the best experiences you can have in anime, in my opinion. You see all these little plot threads starting to come together. They legit start. I mean, since you have really no attention watching, they legit start a rebellion because pretty much everybody in the heads of office are fucking corrupt to the point where they want to put their souls inside of bodies that cannot age. And their leader, Fear King Bradley, is a fucking homunculus, unable to really die.
And so is his kid.
Yes.
And Alphon get out of both of them.
And he just like this batshit crazy and runs into a fucking war zone. Amazing.
I honestly wish I could have really do. Like,
maybe the manga might be better for you because sometimes that's the case with some anime.
Well, if he doesn't like the main characters, he's gonna have a hard time doing the manga.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, just the story and the characters. It wasn't grabbing me.
All right, it's almost 1 o'clock on my end. I have to.
All right. See you later.
Ever said that?
No kid for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Alex Louis Armstrong. He does have sisters. He's got an older sister, Olivia Mira Armstrong. She's the colonel. She's a major general.
And his little sister, I believe Catherine. She actually has little sparkles around her too, like Armstrong does.
And she is even stronger. And she is even stronger than her older brother. She lifted a giant oak table over her head, no effort, and threw it across the room 10 feet.
I did notice they, in Brotherhood, when they were fighting, it was in one of the first couple episodes, it might have been like two, they went to that church where the father or the preacher or whatever. Yeah.
The Saigon Lito and everything.
Yeah, and he was saying he was the emissary of their god, and when he would use the ring and it would actually do something, it was just the sound of a Pokeball. So I that kind of stood out in my head that I just at least wanted to mention that they reused that from a different anime.
Oh, I mean, it happens a lot. I mean,
it does, and I'm not saying it as a bad thing. It's just something that stood out because I was like, that's a Pokeball because there's just that.
Personally, I do not like how that was handled in Brotherhood, just because you get to see Rose kind of evolve more as a character, because she actually was, like, you actually get to see what the priest was actually trying to show, was actually, like, thanking people with, like, I can bring your loved one back. It was a bunch of parrots basically fused together.
Ew.
Yeah, the first one gets a little weird, gets a little dark with imagery. I mean, I do like them both for different reasons. The first one is a little slower, but, I mean, there's the fact that if you try to use transmutation, you end up with an homunculus instead of them coming from father. And basically, their own mother is a homunculus and has memories of being their mother.
Yeah, this stuff just gets pretty bad.
I mean, it might be that it's just my taste in anime. I've talked to this about other friends that watch anime. I just seem to skew more for like the kind of happy, goofy anime. Like I said, I watch Dragon Ball.
I mean, it does have
like
its happy.
One Piece.
I can get that. I mean, FMA just like it has its happy moments, and when they're there, they're really funny and it's really campy and cheery. But when it gets dark, just like kind of stays there for a while.
Yeah.
Just doesn't really fade.
Like a long winter night.
But
yeah.
I mean, I can understand why. I mean, like with all the happy anime, just like you don't really see as much dark imagery. You don't get to be as out there as anything. I don't think you like Death Note either. If you haven't seen it yet.
I think I've seen like the first episode. I've seen the first episode of that. Somebody tried to get me to watch Black Butler. I couldn't really get into that.
Yeah,
same. It's okay. It just if average anime kind of means anything to you guys, it's basically.
So, other unique characters in the show. Personally, one of my favorites. Huh?
And Roy Mustang and Riza Hawkeye.
Yeah, I was just going to say Roy Mustang. I love this guy.
No. It has to be Roy Mustang and Riza together because she keeps him in line.
Yeah. I mean, when I believe this was in the first 10 episodes when Scar gets introduced.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah, that was like episode 4, I think.
Yeah, he's about to. It's raining and stuff, and he's about to use his fire alchemy, and he can't. It's just puff of smoke. Oh right, yeah, I forgot it's raining. I can't use my gloves.
I thought she was kind of cool because, like, the second time when Scar comes back and he's going to go up and try it again, I think it's raining again. he's going up to like do his attack, and she sweet kicks him to like fake out Scar, and then she just takes that like M16 or whatever she had and just starts shooting at him. And I thought that was actually like a sound tactic because he was focused on the guy, and she used him as a diversion and managed to actually graze him at least when they couldn't even hit him before.
Well, she is highly trained. She is, fun fact, she is a sniper.
Mm-hmm. And she is the one that gave Roy Mustang his fire alchemy.
Well, not necessarily. It was more so the fact that her father had basically been tattooed it onto her back, and he learned from that.
Yeah.
And then he kind of had to burn it because after the whole war with everything that basically caused Scar to go nutso, yeah, he's like, I don't want to kill people no more, really. I want to kind of build a better world.
Yeah. Yeah.
That can be respected.
Like he literally burned people alive to where he still sometimes, like, I believe it's mentioned in the OVA that he still sometimes smells the scent of flesh burning.
I think he actually says that in the later episode. He's like, yeah, you smell that? That's a burning corpse. Somebody's been burning stuff here. How do you know? Trust me, I've done the same to 1,000 more.
I think that was within the episodes I watched because I think I remember that line.
And it's so, like, Roy Mustang, like, he definitely wants to make change, and he knows how to make it happen, it's just so, I can't use the word,
I mean, this guy's goal, he wants to become the next father. Fuhrer. And, of course, have all the girls wear miniskirts. And that is in continuity. That is not some bridge thing. That is in continuity.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and especially when Hughes dies, because holy shit, when Hughes dies, he's like, he puts on his hat and he just starts crying, and it's just like, it's a bad day for a storm, isn't it? He just starts raining, and if you remember what we just said, like, you're useless when it's raining, and he just feels so useless that he was not able to protect his friend. But they said they would get to the top together.
Right.
He cares for him, like, they're best friends. I mean, even though he was kind of annoying with his daughter at times, I mean, I still love him, and he's one of those people that you can truly count on.
Right. Yeah, let's actually move on to Hughes, since we're kind of talking about his family and stuff.
Oh, that whole burial scene just hits me every time.
Hughes, he was the most fun family guy I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I mean, the fact that he loves his daughter so much, and the fact that he's literally at his daughter's birthday party with a gun. If you kids try anything with my daughter, I will shoot you in the fucking face.
Yeah, he's got 20 pictures of his only daughter. I mean, that is devotion to family. Oh yes, he's proud of his family. He loves his family so much. Like, family is his most important aspect. It shows. Yeah.
Like, you honestly see, like, the caring dad that it's not really portrayed that much in anime, and he kind of became like a father figure to Ed Mal. Yeah, it's so cute when Alicia, Hughes' daughter, just looks at both of them and points at Al, saying, "Big brother, little brother." Edward just fucking flips out. Alicia's... she's such a cute... Yeah, so cute for a 3-year-old. And when everybody gets fucking revealed information about Hughes, because they were on... it was just after they left to get... to go to Risenbold. It was... No, it was... Risenbold. Okay, it was there. You just see them come... and they come back and just... like, they don't even know, and just, like, everybody's just kind of, like, hey, where's Hughes? Nobody just wants to tell them. They just kind of, like, sulk off and mention that, like, he moved and stuff, and then they finally figure it out, and they just, they have the realest reactions at it. Yeah, it was just a little bit after, Ed went to go get his, automail repaired. Oh, yeah, did you get to the, Andy, did you ever get to the part where they mentioned what Philosopher's Stones were made out of?
Yes, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Living humans.
Well, that sucks.
Oh yeah, and it's it makes it even worse because they were using the prisoners in one of the prisons. Instead of their American was executed, but they were using them for Philosopher's Stones.
Yeah, I think this is too heavy for my anime taste. I think that's just the only problem.
It does get that way. I mean, I grew up on it, and it's dark, but it's something there that's like, especially when I'm depressed. I mean, because I get depressed a lot. Just like when something there's there, it's like I can relate to these characters a lot more. I can kind of understand what they're.
Yeah.
Because his Brotherhood was actually starting to air. I've brought this up before, but I don't really talk about it. But a couple of people from school, their mother shot them.
Yikes.
Yeah, and I mean, it kind of helped me get through it sometimes. Like,
To each their own.
I mean, life can have its ups and its downs, but when it's up, it's gonna be fun, and when it's down, it's gonna be bad for.
No, we are actually kind of skipping this, but we should actually be talking about the main characters here, Al and Ned. Oops. Let's start with the shorty, Edward Elric. Yes, I'm gonna get punched in the face for that.
What was that scream? Did you hear that? Did you hear that scream?
I am in severe pain. So, anyway, Edward Elric.
I was about to say, Andy, from your experience so far, what has been your opinion on Edward Elric as kind of like as him being the focus?
Like, he's obviously intelligent about his craft, but he just comes off as whiny too often. Like the joke you guys just made, somebody calls him short or something like that. He just pops off the handle, and I didn't care for it.
Understandable. I mean, it's not for everybody, but I mean, the first scene of the manga opens with him being called short, his brother being.
Yeah, I kind of found that hilarious. I mean, to them, when they think Full Metal, they think some guy in a giant suit of armor.
Oh yeah.
You won't see his prosthetics.
I like that running joke because, that was like organic to it, that his brother got put in that suit of armor, but the dude gives Ed the name Fullmetal Alchemist, but he's not completely made of metal. So I like that running joke because, it's just organic and it makes sense. And that is funny. I didn't like that Edward just pops off every single time.
It's more so on the writer's fault for that one, I think. It does get annoying after a while, but
I think it kind of irons out a little bit later on.
Yeah, it kind of gets less. I mean, it still happens every now and then. Like, he legit gets called short, and he gets all mad. But there's actually a reason why he's actually so short for his age, believe it or not. Since you've seen the door to the truth, when he was inside the other area world, before he lost his arm and leg.
Yeah.
He's actually supplying nutrients to both of them. Well,
so does it explain who that thing was he was talking to? Because I just assumed
it's everything, really. It's everything. It is referred to as the truth, but it is basically God. It is the universe. It is everything. It is you. It sees all, knows all, hears all.
I see.
Yeah. And it likes to take stuff from people.
Oh yes, some of them are kind of fitting too. Especially once you it was with their teacher. She tried to bring her baby back. She lost most of her insides, including, I believe, her uterus and most of her intestines.
Yeah.
And
so
she's
almost like a. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And she's constantly spitting up blood for the most part. Because she's so fucking frail, but she's also a really strong character.
Yeah, she's like one of the strongest characters in the entire show.
And
so it comes off as almost like a monkey's paw. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is a monkey's paw.
I can get behind that.
And later on, once Roy gets forced to actually do human transmutation, he's seeing a better future for the world and stuff. He loses his eyesight.
Definitely a monkey's paw.
Oh yeah, I mean, once you actually see the door of truth, though, at the end of the series, he actually wants to get Ed's body back, and he does. But the catch is that he gave up all of his alchemy instead. He's willing to do any kind of alchemy.
So now, is it like Ed's actual body, or is it just like an alchemic recreation of it? I'm just curious.
It's kind of up for debate on that one. It's supposedly his real body because it's aged and everything, but it's also like really frail and fragile because it hasn't moved in so long, so you just kind of see him recovering at the end of the series.
Yeah.
It has a happy-ish ending.
Everybody, well, I mean, the end ends with Winry and Ed getting together, in this one at least.
Yeah.
And he basically proposes like equivalent exchange. I'll give you half of my life if you give me half of yours.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll give you all of it because I love you so much. I mean, no, maybe 90%, no 70, no 60.
Yeah, and then Edward goes onto Shing to learn about Elka history because that's a loophole, people. That is a loophole.
Which I actually would. I do, like I said, I do want more extended universe stuff, more so around the surrounding countries, because if Alchemy history exists, I kind of actually wonder what kind of other alchemy-based things kind of exist within the world as well.
Yeah, it's just we would like some more world building, but the best that we get is a movie and some OVAs, if that. Yeah.
And one of the OVAs was based off a phrase about their teacher living in the woods for a month.
Yeah.
She trained them and stuff, and she, fucking flips out, you fucking did this, and it's like, you did this to yourselves? And then she's just like, I understand how much it hurts. I'm sorry you had to go through this. She's just so human. It's like the rare Batman-esque moments where you see somebody so strong kind of show emotion when they don't necessarily ever really do that.
Okay. So, sorry. We're done talking about Ed. Let's move on to his brother, Al.
He is honestly one of the most kind-hearted people you'll ever.
I got that from him.
I mean, despite his size, he's a gentle giant.
I mean, the fact that when he was when they kind of did that, he was about, I believe, 9-ish or 8.
Well,
I know he's about 2 or 3 years younger than Ed, because Ed was 11.
14, 15 as of when the series starts. So, and the thing, took place 2 years before that? So, roughly around then?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So pretty much in general, some preteens messed with alchemy that they weren't supposed to mess with, and one of them lost his entire body, the other one lost his arm and leg.
And, I mean, you see all this other stuff inside of the room, and he's like, what if Edward hadn't have breached the armor? What if it was something else?
Sorry, bro, but I had to put you inside of a bucket.
Oh, God.
Hey, either way, he's still getting put into something metal.
And especially he understands that there's good in everybody. Even Barry the Chopper, he kind of felt that there might have been some good inside of him.
Yeah.
And Barry the Chopper's a crazy little motherfucker. More so in the first one because Brotherhood kind of expects you to have watched the original in some places. Yeah, because
they had him in a physical body, and then later they put him in a suit of armor, right?
Yeah, because they even had because he had actually kidnapped Winry and Ed.
Yeah, he's just Al. He's one of the kind. We said it, he's really kind, even though he doesn't know how to do the clappy instant alchemy thing yet. At first. He still knows a lot about transmutation circles, and even fixed somebody's radio. And then they got him confused with being the Fullmetal Alchemist, and there you go. Ed felt about that. I
mean, the fact that, I really feel bad for Alphonse so much. Just because, Creed said it himself. He doesn't eat, he doesn't sleep, he doesn't, go to the bathroom with me, so not going to the bathroom with me.
And it's very weird when people are inside him.
Oh, yes. Many people have been inside of him. And it's like, and the fact that, if he gets his seal wet at all, it could possibly kill him.
Yeah. Damaged or wet or anything.
Oh yeah, and that's scary. I mean, and the fact that he's like only going to water and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's just he's just one of the nicest characters. He does go through his arcs. He doesn't even question about his own life from time to time. Like, am I really Alphonse? Maybe I'm Alphonse.
I mean, the fact that that's just what Barry the Chopper says, like, you be sure that you're really you, or are you the only you that you've ever been? And it's just like, damn. I mean, honestly, if Alphonse, I mean, he would have really thought about things aside from that, like, Mom has a grave. Do I have a grave?
No.
Therefore, I am the real Alphonse.
Any other characters that we should be talking about?
Ooh, their father, Von Hohenheim.
Hohenheim.
Oh, I honestly love Ed Nell's father so much. I mean, yes, he's kind of a total scuzzbag at times. Yes, he did help kind of make the homunculus get really powerful and basically godlike.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He did also bang their mom and leave. Yes, he did also help them at the end, but he kind of knew what he had to do at that point. He sensed things were going wrong, and he's not a bad guy. He kind of had to do what he had to do.
He's not a bad guy. He just did bad things.
Yeah, but the whole, basically him creating father, and that was like complete accident. Like, he didn't know, like, he was trusting this thing because this thing gave him his name.
Yeah,
he was just like a simple slave.
Yeah, slave number 23. Yeah. And he's got so many different aliases here. Theophratus Bamatos von Hohenheim, the Sage of the West, Hohenheim of Light, Mr. Ho.
Yeah, and just like, at the end, he's like, I'm dying, but, I don't feel bad about dying. I lived a full life. I lived many full lives. But it really wasn't complete until I met you. He's at their mom's grave, and just like, aww.
It's very, very heartwarming.
He still loved her. He loved her to death, and he really wanted to change.
Yeah, even though he had a lack of ambition, all he wanted to do was just to become mortal again.
I mean, at that point, if you've lived like a couple hundred years, like, humanity kind of sucks as a whole. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's good people here and there, but it just...
Yeah, for living like 450 years, he would have gotten sick soon of just having to deal with everything.
Ooh, I thought it was something that we actually also bring up. Andy, what did you think about the whole automail thing? That it's like a more advanced prosthetic.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I mean, if you were like there's a limb, would you want something like that?
I think so, compared to, say, just like a prosthesis we have now, because that seemed like it was more versatile and it seemed more usable than just like any kind of bionic or prosthetic that we have now.
Yeah, and just to remind the fans, all this is taken in 1915.
Well, also alchemy's probably has helped also.
Yeah, alchemy probably helped push a lot of that forward.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's like with Straight Jacket, for instance, it's another anime sort of like this, but it's only like an hour and a half because it was only originally a 4-issue manga. But it's basically magic and stuff. It's like, oh, magic helped basically push this world forward, and it's like the 1950s because science kind of lost it and stuff. And at that point, when I actually first saw that, it made me think, what if every kind of anime with like kind of energy like this is basically the same energy, but just to a different wavelength? Fan theory aside, maybe for another day.
Yeah.
That'd actually be a fun fan theory to actually do on this.
Oh, that's for some podcasts in the future.
Because You got ki, you got chakra, you got alchemy, you got magic from straitjacket, you got all this other types of energy, and who's to say it's not all the same?
It's never the same. There are laws to each one of them.
There's differences, but it's different wavelengths, different radio signals in a sense.
Yeah. And bringing this back to the metal prosthetics, it seems really cool. I do like it. I wish that the process of getting it wasn't so much pain to do.
Oh yeah,
But then again, you're connecting nerves to metal and making sure that it works properly everywhere. You do have go.
With Ed and his alchemy stuff, you can actually tell he knows every little piece of Wenry's machinery for the most part, because he wouldn't be able to do his blade without it, put it back together without it,
falling apart.
Yeah, he knows it inside out because he has to.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how all this is just really good. I'm starting running out of things to say here.
I have, what about the homunculus? This will be a fun.
Oh yeah, the homunculus.
Yes. Are the demons. Who was your guys' personal favorite? I know Andy probably doesn't have to say here or there, but my personal favorites, because I really like the second breed in Brotherhood and Gluttony.
Yeah, Gluttony was kind of funny. It's like, are you going to eat that? Because I am. Plus the table.
And the fact that they're all based off Father basically trying to purify himself.
Yeah, they're all based off of different sins. Envy, gluttony, greed, lust, pride, sloth, wrath.
You see, Envy, and just, at the end with Roy Mustang, and just, ready to fucking beat the shit out of Envy and kill it, and with these eyes of just pure evil intentions of making it suffer as long as possible.
Yeah.
To the point where it's down to basically the little bug thing that can't even do.
Yeah.
And the fact that both, I believe it was Shing Yi or whatever, the prince from Shing, and Ed go inside of the belly
of Gluttony.
Oh yeah, there's stuff all these different civilizations inside there. We kind of let's things in perspective. Wow, they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, Ling Yao is who thinking of. Yeah, who is also a really good character, especially when he gets his little upgrade. But the homunculi, the ones I liked, I kind of liked Envy.
Envy's a good character. I also kind of hate Envy just for the fact that.
Wait a minute, that was a dude?
Yeah, Envy's a guy.
Oh.
And because it says the way, and in the original, it was actually Ed Nell's brother technically.
Yeah, that part in the original was kind of confusing, but that was back when the manga wasn't even finished. So that was all the animation staff making up their own story.
Oh yeah, it's still fun, but
it's just really why.
Yeah. You see, you don't see much of Lust in this one, sadly.
No, you don't.
Lust was such a great character in the first one, in the original anime. It's just oh, guess what? I was actually your brother trying to bring me back from the dead, and I said she kind of grows to be human. She's one of the few monkeys that actually.
Right. Yeah. It's I'm gonna start running out of things to say here.
I could go on and on about all of the little things and details, like how Dr. Marco, I don't want to give you these notes. I do not want to give you the ability to do this. I don't trust the military. Nobody trusts the military because of what happened in Ishval.
Yeah.
And there's all these people, and just at the end, he's we'll help you rebuild. We'll help everybody rebuild that. And it just the fact that that there was a fucking uprising because also the zombies were fun too.
The zombies were kind of weird.
I also like how Kim Lee kind of got more of a appearance in this version. He got more stuff. I always felt like, I mean, all of the alchemists from the Ishvalan War are very underutilized, just in general.
Right.
There's not much you can do with it, but I mean, it'd be cool. Like I said, extended universe lore would be perfect for this kind of stuff. Maybe just a couple one shots, maybe a one chapter little thing for each little alchemist, explaining who they are. I mean, there's so many different types of alchemy. I mean, we have ice alchemy, weapon alchemy. We have the fucking money bags person as an alchemist.
Yeah, the silver alchemist.
Yes, and he has a fucking peg leg and a monocle.
And his little spinning thing.
I mean, Scar got redemption too in this too, which I didn't think would actually happen.
Neither would I.
Because it's like Scar. I mean, he's such an unlikable character in the first one. Like, you understand why he's doing this, but you don't like it at the same time. Like, you understand it's bad, but the whole two wrongs don't make the right thing. And he fucking, I remember correctly, he basically made another Philosopher's Stone and put it inside of the owl.
Yeah, and just so people know, I'm not going to say his full name.
I forget his I have my insurance canon.
It is canon. It's just very, very, very long. It's not even on the wiki, thank God.
I mean, the fact that Scar, he had to go out of his way to kind of, he even turn his back on his god just to kind of get revenge on the alchemist. It kind of bypasses one of the rules for his god because the Ishvalans believe that that everything's made up for a reason, and doing stuff with your own two hands is better than just creating a magic-y bullshit as they see it.
Yeah, and I do like his destruction alchemy or whatever it is.
I mean, it's more just deconstruction, just blowing things up, basically. It's more organized than Kimberly's, but it's just, I hated him in the first one. Yes, he killed Nina. Yes, he kind of went batshit crazy. But in the second one, he got redeemed. He became a decent character. He became likable, even. He knew what he was doing was wrong. He wanted to change, and he knew how to change it. Actually change things for the better. I also think the Chimeras were kind of cool, too, in this one.
Yes, some of them were pretty cool looking.
I mean, the fact that they didn't have much of an appearance inside of the first Fullmetal Alchemist.
They don't really have much one in the second one, either.
I mean, they had more so one, especially with the hedgehog guy and the pig.
Yeah. Look at this picture here. Yeah, it's some kind of pig and a hedgehog. And Scar's like, yeah, just move out of the way. Touch, kaboom.
I mean, they got some decent character development, too. I mean, there's so many good characters. And then you see Pride as well, as one of the best homunculus.
Right.
I mean, he even got redemption in him.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit tired here.
And I think this is about a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah. So final thoughts? Oh. I thought we were going to the final thoughts, or just going to end it.
I mean, I've kind of said everything I kind of need to say at this point. I mean, if you really want to get this anime to watch, I highly recommend it. I mean, not everybody's obviously going to like it, but it's at least one thing that you have to at least try as an anime.
Yeah. The only thing you can do is not try to watch something.
Oh yeah, I mean, I watched Keijo, for fuck's sakes.
I mean, at least try to give this a try. Try to give this a try. Yes. That's some kind of sentence. Just, it's interesting. There is history to it. There's explanation to the powers. There's character development. There's heartbreaks. You will go onto a field trip, whether you like it or not.
And while it may not be for everybody, it definitely has its appeal to a lot of people, especially myself, and a lot of more probably depressed people like me.
Right. So, anything else we can say Gonna end it right here.
Yeah, this has been the Super Sentai Fan Page podcast thing. This has been Nami-chan.
This is Andy.
And Shigeru Joe.
And we will see you guys next time.